I suspect you have questions.
Lots, but only because you fucker gave me more than you answered. Trespasser starts with jumping 2 years into the future after Inquisition ended. Unlike the time travel with Dorian, however, the world isn't completely fucked. Yet. The Chandri elected a new divine from 3 of your companions. Depending on who you voted for, it'll be Leliana or one of the wrong ones. The divine called an exalted council, which is just a fancy term for basically a court appointment to decide what to do with the Inquisition. Cori is dead, and southern Thedas is at relative peace, but you still have a giant army squatting in the mountains on the border of Orlais and Fen'Harel. So you arrive at the Winter Palace, in blazing sunshine and likely 30 degrees. Also, your wanker's cramp is getting progressively worse. Then you get annoyed by Mother Gazelle that lost her horns, and after she bails on you, it's time to meet some old friends. They all tell you what they've been up to, but honestly there's nothing of note here. The only person that does anything worthwhile is Varric. He makes you a noble in Kirkwall since he's the new Viscount. Then you talk to Tegan, the fucker you saved in Origins from being a raving lunatic, who tells you and your army to piss off from their border. And you also talk to Cyril, the son of the Duke you killed in Exodus. He tells you that your organization is in need of guidance, which, translated from Orlesian horseshit, means, let me decide your every move because my own army is worthless. So the council starts after you had a chat with every companion. You bullshit them a bit and an elven woman comes up to you, telling you that Leliana wants to talk to you, even if Leliana is sitting right in front of you. A dead Kunari has been found in full combat gear. You follow the, actually quite long, blood trail to an active Illuvian, one of those magic mirrors. Finding yourself in the crossroads, you go through another mirror and arrive in the mountains, somewhere in Thedas. You get an unwanted history lesson about Fen'Harel and how he and his fellow gods were just mortal mages. Your cramp becomes worse and also turns into a mobile lamp. After finding some evidence that the Kunari are planning some major shit, you head back to the Winter Palace to discuss your findings with the useless idiots. Back to investigating, and another mirror has been opened that leads to the deep roads. There you find some idiot that used to be a Templar, who tells you that the Kunari found a way to safely mine lyrium, which so far only dwarves could do. When asked how they did it, he tells you they figured it out. Well, no shit, you fucker, I wanted to know how, not that they did it. Then, because you take issue with local Kunari architecture, you decide to be a dickhead and blow the entire thing to bits. After learning a bit about geology, and why it's a shit idea to explode bombs in caves, you haul ass and get out of there just in time for the cave to be flooded. You go tell your people again, and make your way to a library that got stuck somewhere between the normal world and the Fate, which results in all sorts of fuckery. So after some magical mumbo-jumbo, you meet this horned idiot. She tells you that the south, meaning Orlais and Fen'Harel, and pretty much everywhere that isn't Parvolan, is a corrupted shithole that allows mages to walk around without being bound and leashed outside the bedroom. She leaves it to her men to kill you, because of course she does, and you have to follow her to the Darbarat. But first you have to shout at people in the basement. Off you go to one more adventure, which leads you to some island controlled by the Kunari. A few minutes in and it's the side time for Bull. If you save the Chargers in the base game, he will tell the Vidasala to go fuck herself when she orders to attack. If you didn't save them and he's still part of the queue, he will in essence tell you to go fuck yourself. Check this video on why that is if you want to. After dealing with Bull, it's time to rescue a dragon, which is the only option here. I mean, who kills that puppy? Only heartless monsters would kill that pupper. And if I don't beat that dragon in Dragon Age 4 again, I'll cry. I want a pet dragon, okay? Anyway, you open the gate and follow the Kunari, but your wanker's cramp flares up again. The Vidasala then tells you that the Kunari are pursuing Solus, who they think is an agent of Fen'Harel. After going through the Illuvian, you find yourself in some ancient elven ruins. Again. Shortly after arriving there, your cramp turns into full-blown CTS. That's what you get for masturbating so much. You don't go blind or grow hair, you just fuck up the nerves in your wrist. Nicely done, pervert. You fight the big bad Cerebus that got off the leash, and then you go through the final Illuvian, only to find yourself surrounded by Kunari bringing the mannequin challenge to a whole nother level. Even the Vidasala is participating. Then it's time for some Q&A with Solus. Well, more Q&Q, because the fucker doesn't answer most of the stuff. I'll let Solus give you the TLDR.
Well then, briefly, I am the Dread Wolf. I fought the false elven gods, created the Veil, and destroyed my people. I intend to restore them. Doing so will most likely destroy your world.
And after deciding whether or not you want to kill him in the sequel, you go back to the Winter Palace to give a final fuck you to everyone by either disbanding the Inquisition or transforming them into a peacekeeping organization. The last thing you see is standing at the place where it all started, the basement of Haven, and planning for the future, with Liliana, Cassandra and Scout Harding. Of course, there's also map stepping, because fuck cartographers. And that's it. That's Dragon Age for the moment. Now go play the games yourself for fuck's sake, trust me, they're worth it. If you don't like the combat, just slap it on easy or download mods that allow you to kill everything instantly. But you just have to experience the story. Other than that, thank you for watching, and subscribe if you want to see when I upload. Or follow me on Twitter.